Hello everybody, Boodlyneck here. It's time for another Mods of the Week. Today's shout out comes from the YouTube comments. Me too, Hats and Dragons. As a matter of fact, I bet I think this or say this more times a day than you would ever believe. And thank you for watching, commenting, and subscribing. As always, we have 10 fantastic mods to go over. Let's get to them. Hand over your items allows you to give items to other players without having to throw them on the ground. With this mod, you can shift right-click another player with any item or stack of items, and it will be transferred to their inventory, and it will let you know and them know in the chat area. And if they don't have room in their inventory, it will just drop the items on the ground how you would normally give it to them. This mod could be very useful in a multiplayer world if there's a lot of people around. This way you can make sure the right person gets the items. The Big Brain mod focuses on adding smarter AI for various mobs in Minecraft. It also adds bucklers, which are a new uncraftable shield variant. You can get these from loot chests and bastions or by killing piglin brutes. These add some knockback resistance and allow you to dash at 9 times your normal speed. And while dashing with the buckler, you can shield bash mobs for 6 to 8 damage. After a successful shield bash, you gain 1 critical hit for your next melee swing. There are a couple downsides to dashing though. While dashing, you can't turn very well and you can't jump at all. You also can't dash in water, and it does have a 12-second cooldown. Bucklers have a couple of their own enchantments, like turning, which allows you to turn better while dashing, and it also increases the amount of time you can dash up to 1.5 seconds. But the turning enchantment removes your ability to bash mobs. And the bang enchantment replaces the shield bash with an explosion that gets bigger based on the enchantment level. This explosion will damage you and your gear along with the enemies though, so you want to make sure you have some protection and maybe even some blast protection on. Okay, moving on from bucklers, this mod aims to make pigs more desirable by making them the best breeders in the game. When you breed pigs, they have litters with 2 to 5 piglets, making them the fastest at producing meat. Next up, we have piglin brutes. In order to make them more original and not just a reskinned Vindicator, now they spawn with bucklers. This means they can charge you and knock you back pretty hard, and they have a 10% chance of dropping a buckler when taken out. Pillagers have also been improved. They know to run away from you while reloading, and they know to move closer to you if they have a multi-shot crossbow. This mod also allows polar bears to attack fish. Blindness now affects mobs, reducing their range by 30%. They've fixed the cooldown of melee mobs, ensuring they always have a 1-second cooldown between attacks. And they've added a config option to allow all mobs to attack villagers. This is disabled by default, and if you decide to turn this on, there's a blacklist option so you can turn some mobs off. Dwarf Miner Totem adds a craftable totem that summons a dwarf miner to make stairs down to bedrock for you. You can use the totem as many times as you like, but it does have a 1-minute cooldown. Be careful where you summon him though, because once you do, there's no stopping him, and he keeps all of the blocks that he mines as payment. So whatever he breaks is gone for good. The developer has included a tool to fix the end portal just in case your dwarf miner breaks it. Fins and Tails adds fictional ambient wildlife to Minecraft. Currently, it adds 21 new mobs ranging from simple small fish and crustaceans to some much more complex creatures with interesting appearances and behaviors. Like the Panglil, which is a small parrot penguin hybrid kind of thing that has adapted to life underwater in order to catch fish. And the Swamp Mucker, which is similar to flying fish, but rather than just glide, these can flap their fins to propel themselves out of water, allowing them to navigate between small segmented bodies of water. And the very strange Mud Horse, which is a descendant of the seahorse and can be seen wandering swamps looking for food. Along with all the new creatures, this mod also adds some new blocks, some new types of food, a new chain variant, a pouch that can hold up to 9 items, and some new weapons and armor. The Black Hole mod allows you to spawn a black hole that will consume the world around it. You have to spawn the black hole using one of the new commands added by the mod. Once spawned, it will start slowly following you and growing, consuming everything around it. By default, this starts off pretty slow, which gives you a chance to actually beat the game and use this as a challenge. I'm going to speed the growth up to 50 times for the sake of the video though. This could make for a very fun challenge. Right now it seems pretty harmless, but it gets out of control pretty quickly I'm gonna go ahead and let this grow for a little bit so we can really appreciate it. I was planning on cutting right now and not showing this growing, but I enjoyed watching it so much in editing. I'm gonna leave it in. If you don't want to watch it grow, skip forward about a minute and a half. As you can see, this can get completely out of hand. I think it would make a fun challenge though. Create a black hole right by where you spawn, see if you can beat the game. This thing follows you around too, so it's not like you just have to get away from it. It will follow you. It's set to follow very slowly at first, but you can adjust that too if you want more of a challenge. Totem has become a very popular rendering engine replacement for Minecraft if you're running the Fabric mod launcher. It is missing a few extra options that some of us have grown accustomed to, like animation, particle, and detail options. Totem Extra brings all of these back, along with some new features that used to require additional mods. I love that it can suppress toast and recipe notifications. They're fine the first few times you play, but I know a lot of us would like to be able to turn them off. The Iron Generators mod adds beginner-friendly generators to Minecraft. The generators start at stone and can be upgraded all the way to netherite. The recipes are simple and they work with any fuel that has a burn tick time. If you're considering downloading this mod and you see the Dirt Generator 9000 and you think it's overpowered, don't worry, it's just a troll item. It's just a joke, it doesn't actually generate any RF. This mod also includes some generators that require other mods like Mechanism and Applied Energistics. The Random Shulker Colors mod allows shulkers to spawn in any of the 16 possible colors of Minecraft, along with the normal uncolored variant. No matter what color the shulker is, it drops a regular uncolored shulker shell. This is purely a cosmetic change and doesn't really affect the gameplay at all, but it is nice to have some variation and it kind of fits into the lore since we already have colored shulker boxes. Chisel Decor is a fabric version of the Chisel mod that adds support for custom block packs. By default, this mod won't add any new blocks to your game. The mod only adds the chisel and the ability to load block packs. The developer does have a link on the mod's page though to get the classic chisel block pack that brings all the chisel blocks that we're used to. To install the block pack, simply extract it into the Chisel Decor config folder. And for those of you who've never used the Chisel mod, it adds an enormous amount of gorgeous looking blocks to the game. To get access to the blocks, you need to craft yourself a chisel and right-click it to open its GUI. Here you can place blocks in to see what chisel variants are available. I love that we're getting some classic mods brought to modern Minecraft that have been left behind for a little while. We haven't been able to use the chisel mod since 1.12, and the fact that this is data-driven makes it even better. This means that anyone can create their own custom blocks very easily and share them with the community if they want. This mod is currently missing a couple features from the original Chisel mod though. You can't click blocks in the world to chisel them, and there is no offset wand, but it's still nice to get all of these amazing blocks back. The RPGStats mod adds 7 stats that you can level while playing Minecraft. The stats are melee, ranged, defense, magic, farming, mining, and fishing. Currently, the max level that you can get a stat to is 50, and you gain experience in each stat by doing specific tasks that are related to it. Every time you level up a stat, it gives a small bonus, and each stat has unlockable skills or abilities at level 25 and 50. Okay, let's go over these stats very quickly. Melee gains XP by killing enemies with melee combat. Every time you level melee, you get an additional 0.08 melee damage. Once you unlock the level 25 skill, you regen 1 heart after every melee kill, and at level 50, this gets increased to 2 hearts. Ranged gains XP by, you guessed it, killing enemies with projectiles. Every time you level, you gain 1 bow accuracy. The level 25 skill allows the impaling enchantment to work on all mobs, not just aquatic, and at level 50, you no longer need arrows. Defense gains XP by blocking damage with your shield or reducing it with armor or enchantments. Every level in defense gives you 0.01 knockback resistance, and every even level after level 10 gives you an additional health point. At level 25, you get a 5% chance to ignore damage, and at level 50, that gets increased to 10%. Farming gains XP for every crop harvested and animal killed. Every level, you gain +1 to bone meal efficiency, which increases the chance of bone meal actually growing crops. Level 25 allows you to twerk or shift rapidly to grow nearby crops. You do need to be holding a hoe for this to work, and at level 50, your twerking range is increased. The magic stat gains XP by killing enemies with potions or using potions on yourself, or if anything uses potions on you. Every level you gain +1 to potion durations from drinking potions. Every third level you gain +1 to potion drink speed. The level 25 skill grants immunity to poison, and the level 50 skill grants immunity to wither. You get XP in mining by mining ores. With every level you get 0.05 luck. The level 25 skill gives an extra 5% chance for unbreaking to not take durability, and the level 50 skill gives night vision and haste 2 whenever you're below Y = 40. Fishing gets XP by catching fish or anything else. With every level you get 0.05 luck. At level 25, eating fish grants you a temporary positive effect. This one could be pretty powerful. And at level 50, you get extra saturation whenever you eat anything. And that is all the time we have for this episode. I want to thank you so much for watching. I need to give an extra big thank you to my Patreon supporters. Their names are up on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I had a fantastic time making it. If you did like it, you know what to do. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Keep playing, keep having fun. We will see you guys next time.